Hello everyone and a very warm welcome to BNSN, the weekend edition. I'm Mubina Kapasi.
Hello everyone, I'm Kamya Jani Verma. First up, we have lots of stocks to discuss. We'll be discussing Skipper as well as some of the sugar stocks that are in focus.
And also in our portfolio segment, we'll be discussing Nenumal Bhatia's portfolio, our regular viewer on the show.
Okay, let's then get started by introducing the guest on our show. We have Avinash Gorakshakar of Moneylicious who joins us as the head of research with a fundamental perspective. And to highlight on the technicals, we have Manas Jaiswal of Manas Jaiswal Technical Research Group. Gentlemen, a very warm welcome to BNSN Weekend. Let's first hear out our viewer query which comes in from Vinay, and he is from Bengaluru. He has a question on Skipper Limited. Let's hear him out.
I bought 400 shares of Skipper Limited at the price of 144 rupees. Should I hold or sell these stocks? My investment time frame is 6 to 8 months. Thank you.
Okay, that was of course Mr. Vinay coming in on Skipper. Remember that this is one of the largest transmission tower manufacturing companies, and it's also involved in the manufacture of various engineering products, including certain PVC pipes. Remember that Skipper is a company that has a strong order book, which certainly provides sales visibility ahead. Margins as well are able to beat peers due to the strategic locations that it has its capacities at, and additionally it also has certain new PVC capacities which will drive revenue growth. Mr. Gorakshakar, come in on Skipper. This is a stock that has seen a lot of investor interest lately. What is your call and what would you advise our viewer on this one?
No, I think he can hold on to Skipper, which largely is into transmission towers and engineering kind of products. My sense is, I think, the stock has actually got a little bit of, a lot of institutional interest also, apart from a lot of HNI interest. But I think the clear, jump up in EBITDA margins as well as the profitability at the net level could see a significant increase in FY17 from the second half onwards. So I think one should take a 6 to 12 month horizon. I think probably even from the current levels, 18 or 20% kind of upside looks possible. So I think he should hold on. There's nothing to worry. But only thing, the quarterly momentum would obviously be reflected more strongly from the second half.
Okay, so that's the call coming in on Skipper, and clearly over the last 1 week the momentum has been pretty flat for Skipper. It has only in fact just been trending lower and lost about just 0.10 points, but over the last 1 month it has seen a substantial rise of about 2.5%. Manas, would like to get in your thoughts as well, just on the technicals and as the chart patterns of Skipper that are panning out. What's your reading?
See, we don't have much price history of this stock, but looking at the short-term chart, I think one can hold it with fixed stop loss of 120. However, on the upside, if it breaks 165, then definitely you may see a sharp up move, and in that case, it can test its all-time high of 220. So I think one can hold it, but keep a fixed stop loss of 120.
Okay, that's the call coming in on Skipper from Manas Jaiswal. But moving on, our second query today is from Sajal Bhatia. He's calling in from New Delhi, and he has a query regarding sugar stocks. Let's listen into what his query is.
The sugar stocks saw a surge in stock prices until March due to global recovery in sugar prices. So, but since April month, we saw a fall in the prices, but again they've started rising. So after this sinusoidal rise and fall, so shall the investor wait till the monsoon end?
Okay, that's a query coming in from the sugar space. And in fact, a lot is brewing in the sugar sector. The prices have been at 3-year highs. In fact, it's the global sugar prices that are in bullish run in future trading. The global prices are soaring to 3-year highs at 19.61. And the expected global deficit is at about 4 MTS. There have been key triggers as well. It's a global supply shortfall. There are poor growing conditions in Thailand, India, and rain has clearly hampered the Brazilian harvest as well. Avinash, like to get in your thoughts on sugar sector as a whole. What's your call here, and what is it that you would like to advise to Sejal?
I think from the sugar sector, I think one has to be very stock specific. I think I would prefer integrated sugar companies like a Balrampur Chini or a Dhampur Sugar, And I think one thing which is in favor of sugar companies is that the domestic crop is definitely not significant, so we will obviously see a lot of supply shortages, and pricing is going to improve because globally sugar prices have also started moving. So I would say that the kind of run we saw in the fourth quarter from sugar companies is likely to continue in the year FY17 also. So I think stick to quality names and well managed companies. So Balrampur Chini and Dhampur Sugar should do well even from the current levels.
Okay, Balrampur Chini and Dhampur Sugar, some top ideas coming in from Mr. Gorakshakar in the sugar pack. But Manas, come in on sugar as a space, these are some stocks that has seen a lot of traction in the last couple of weeks. In fact, last week, net to net sugar stocks were down in trade despite the fact that we have seen sugar prices rally significantly in trade. So what's your view on the sugar pack and what really stands out in terms of the pecking order for sugar stocks?
See, many sugar stocks are in a strong uptrend. They are making higher tops and higher bottoms on the daily chart with great volumes like Balrampur Chini, Ugar Sugar, Uttam Sugar and Out Sugar are looking very strong on the chart. I am expecting around 15 to 20% up move in these stocks from current levels in next 3 to 4 months. However, these are highly volatile stocks, so one should keep strict stop losses as per risk appetite. According to me, I think one should buy Balrampur Chini at current levels because stock is making higher tops and higher bottoms, and in the last session it has given a clear breakout on the chart. So possibly stock can test 160 in next 4 to 6 months time. So one can buy Balrampur Chini with a stop loss of 100 rupees.
Okay, that's the call coming in, and Manas's favorite from the sugar pack is clearly Balrampur Chini with a target price of about 160. Well, with that, let's slip into a short break at this point of time. But on the other side, we'll discuss Nenu Malbhatia's portfolio. Stay tuned for that.
Welcome back. You're still tuned into BNSN, the weekend edition.
Well, on to our portfolio advisor segment, and we have our viewer and a regular viewer, in fact, Nenu Malbhatia, who sent in his portfolio looking for a time horizon of about 2 to 3 years. Age is about 52 years old and he's retired by profession. But let's take you through his portfolio and what are the stocks that he has. First up, Eicher Motors, and the buying price there has been about 21,419. He also has about 450 shares of Force Motors, which he bought at a price of 2,540 rupees. Add to that list, it's also Axis Bank from the private banking space, 500 shares of that bought at a price of 505. Monsanto also features on the list, 185 shares of this one at a price of 2,485 rupees. Havells India also features on his list, and 1,500 shares of this one, which he bought at a price of 290 rupees. NBCC as well, again 750 shares bought at a price of 978. Mr. Bhatia also has about 40 shares of Page Industries, which he bought at a price of 13,215 rupees. Vokha 2, again bought at a price of about 968, and he has about 450 shares of the same. 500 shares of Piramal Enterprises bought at a price of 1,185, and Thyrocare also features on the list. 653 was his buying price, 400 shares. Add to that list, it's Majesco as well as Shilpi Cable. 900 shares of Majesco bought at a price of 578, and for Shilpi Cable, well, it's 9,000 shares which he bought at a price of 59 rupees. Avinash would first like to get in your sense on his overall portfolio, and in addition to that, in specific, talk about the first three stocks that he has. Eicher Motors, bought at a price of 21,419. Force Motors, again 2,540, and Axis Bank 505 has been his buying price. What's your recommendation?
No, I think as far as Eicher Motors is concerned, I think he can continue to hold. The company does remarkably well both on the commercial vehicle truck side as well as the Royal Enfield business. And our sense is that if he continues to hold for the next 18 months, he could probably get a target price of roughly about 24,000. So continue to hold on. Both medium to long term prospects look to be very strong. As far as Force Motors is also concerned, I think his buying price has been pretty good, and my sense is I think here also the kind of growth in the business, especially the domestic as well as overseas business for Force Motors, is going to actually be felt strongly in the current year. He could look at a target price of around 3,300 over the next 12 to 15 months. And finally, as far as Axis Bank is concerned, I think it's one of the frontline private sector banks, and it's seen a very sharp rally in recent months. Clearly, the kind of asset quality pain which Axis Bank has taken, I think probably FY17 should be a much better year. So probably you could look at a target price of around 650 or 625 odd levels in the next say 12 to 15 months. So he has to hold on for all the three stocks.
Okay, a hold that's coming in for all the three stocks, Eicher Motors, Force Motors as well as Axis Bank. But let's get in a check on the next three stocks in his portfolio. It's Monsanto, which he's bought at a price of about 2,485, a bit of a spot of bother over there for him. Havells, however, is doing well for him. 290 rupees is the buying price for him. And lastly, NBCC, 978 rupees. Mr. Gorakshakar, coming on these three stocks, what would you advise?
I think Monsanto he can hold on. Looking at the fact that I think it's an MNC which operates most on the on the cotton kind of crop. A good monsoon would definitely be a kind of a booster for Monsanto, and my sense is I think the kind of balance sheet and the kind of margins which Monsanto actually derives, definitely he can hold on. He could look at a target price of around 2,800 if he can hold on for the next 12 to 15 months. As far as NBCC is concerned, again the stock has got split to a 2 rupee stock, and now the share is trading at around 180-85 odd levels. Here also NBCC stands on a very strong order book, almost 25 to 30,000 crores, so gives a very strong order book revenue kind of visibility plus good margins. And probably it would be one of the few companies which would actually benefit significantly from the government's smart city kind of initiative. So continue to hold on here. On a split level, he could look at a target price of around 275 to 280 here.
Okay, so Mr. Bhatia, you can hold on to all those three stocks with a revision in the target price coming in for Monsanto, Havells as well as NBCC. Move on then and discuss the other three stocks that you have in your portfolio. Avinash, he bought Page Industries at the price of 13,250, not making too much money there. It's a story same for Wockhardt as well. 968 was his buying price, and the stock currently is at around 937. What's your call on Piramal Enterprises? He is making about close to 200 rupees per stock.
No, I think talking about Page Industries, Kamya, I think he can continue to hold on. I think the growth story here continues to definitely grow, and over the next 2 to 3 years, I think Page Industries is definitely well positioned. So here, I think if he can take a 18 to 24 month call, I think he can definitely reap good gains. But on a very medium term basis, also he could look at a target price of around 14,200. As far as Piramal Enterprises is concerned, he is making good money in the stock, but this is a holding company which has got a lot of strategic investments on its books. Here clearly the company may not actually give you a very strong kind of PE multiple re-rating, but in terms of dividends and in terms of the kind of strategic investment it holds, I think one can look at a target price of around 1,600 here. So clearly hold on to the to the stock here. And as far as Wockhardt is concerned, my sense is this is a very volatile pharma counter. And has actually shown very volatile kind of performances quarter on quarter. So probably my suggestion would be to exit from Wockhardt and get into something like an Aurobindo Pharma, currently trading at around 750 odd, and I think here one could look at a target price of 900. So here more stable player and better margins, and I think the company came out with better quarterly numbers also. So overall I think Aurobindo Pharma looks better than Wockhardt.
Okay, so hold on to Page Industries and Piramal Enterprises, but replace Wockhardt with Aurobindo Pharma. But coming on the next three stocks, Mr. Gorakshakar, it's Thyrocare, which he has entered into at a price of 653 rupees, Majesco at 578 rupees, and Shilpi Cable at 59 rupees. What would you advise our viewer on these three stocks?
No, I think as far as Thyrocare is concerned, it's a recent IPO listing, and the company commands a very strong, kind of positioning in its business, and more importantly, the kind of listing price, the stock recorded. I think clearly the management credibility and the business model is being looked upon as a very robust model. And my sense is, I think if you can hold on for the next 12-15 months, prices of around 750 to 770 are very much possible. So he should hold on here. It's a quality stock. As far as Majesco is concerned, again, it's a IT company which largely caters to US clients on the insurance vertical. And clearly, FY17 is going to be a very strong year. We believe that over the next 12 to 18 months, Majesco could possibly report very strong numbers, and one could look at a target price of around 700 here. As far as Shilpi Cable is concerned, it's a typical mid-cap stock, and the investor has made a decent amount of money here. I would suggest that he should actually book out some of the profits because he's got a large quantity of shares here, and probably hold on for the rest. I think he could look at a target price of around 170, 180 for exiting the rest.
Okay, Thyrocare, clearly a quality IPO, recently listed company rather, and 700 is target price that you can watch out for. You could also hold on to your positions at Majesco as well as Shilpi Cable and watch out for a target of 700 and 170 respectively. Well, just a quick reminder for all our viewers as well as Mr. Bhatia, the portfolio recommended here is a model portfolio. Please do consult your individual investment advisor before taking any investment related decisions. Let's then slip into a short break at this point of time, but on the other side we get you some top technical ideas as well as some wealth creation ideas. Stay tuned for that. Great to have you back with us on the weekend edition of Buy Now, Sell Now.
All right, and let's shift focus to some wealth creation ideas then, and also an outlook on the market. First up, of course, the Nifty. It was quite a volatile session that we saw. We came into kissing distance of the 8,300 mark, but well, we ended Friday evening below the 8,200 mark. Let's get in Manas's view on Nifty. Manas, how do you read into the chart patterns that we are seeing on the benchmark index, and how do you see us going ahead? Do you think we'll be able to touch the 8,300 mark?
We have witnessed some profit booking on higher levels entire week, but my trend reversal point is 8130. Still Nifty is trading above 8130. I think one can hold Nifty with 6 stop loss of 8130. I am still expecting the target of around 8336, which is October 2015 high. So I think this correction is a great buying opportunity, but keep a 6 stop loss of 8130.
Okay, that's the call coming in on Nifty. Let's nail it down to some specific recommendations then. Avinash, first to you, and in terms of some long-term investing ideas, what is it that you would like to recommend to our viewers?
Kamya, the first stock I would like to recommend is a infrastructure ancillary called Sangvi Movers. This company is largely into crane providing services, and they give their cranes to basically a variety of sectors like power, infrastructure, cement. Clearly, the mix of the business is largely tended towards power and infrastructure. The company reported excellent numbers for FY16 on a top line of 530 crores. The company reported a bottom line of 116 crores. And our sense is that this year should be another good year for the company. In fact, the company has a very strong order book, and the kind of profitability it operates at EBITDA margins of almost 65%, which should obviously be continuing in FY17 also. We are looking at earnings per share of around 31 for this year, and obviously for FY18 around 37. So looking at that, one could look at a target price of around 350 to 360 over the next 12 months. And from the IT pack, we would like to put a bet on a frontline stock like HCL Tech. We believe that whatever negative had to happen in the March quarter has happened. The company would be posting reasonably good numbers for the June quarter, considering the kind of strong order book and the kind of client wins they have got. And in terms of the valuation, in terms of relative terms, it seems pretty attractive if you compare it to a Wipro or a Infosys or a TCS. So clearly at 12 times FY 17 earnings, HCL Tech definitely has got a lot of risk reward at the current price, and we believe that it could possibly give a good return of 15%, a target price of around 900 over the next 12 months.
Okay, so two wealth creation ideas coming in from Mr. Gorakshakar. It's a buy on HCL Tech and a buy on Sangvi Movers. But coming to you, Manas, what are the top 2 picks that you'd recommend to our viewers in terms of what looks good on the charts?
I would like to recommend Yes Bank, because the stock is making higher tops and higher bottoms from the level of 700, and after 3 days correction, stock bounced back sharply from lower levels in the last session. I think this time it can break its recent high of 1085, and possibility is very high that the stock can test 1120 soon. So one can buy Yes Bank at current levels and keep a stop loss below 1035. And second pick is Hindustan oil exploration, where the stock took support near to 100-day moving average 2 weeks back. And in the last session, it broke the resistance of 36 with higher volumes. It is making inward head and shoulder pattern, and the neckline is placed near to 39. Looking at the pattern, I think the stock has potential to break the neckline of 39, and it can test 42 soon. So one can buy Hind oil exploration at current levels and keep a stop loss below 36.
Okay, these are some trading recommendations coming in from Manas, and with that, we'd like to thank Manas as well as Avinash for taking the time out and sharing their perspective on the stocks with us on BNSN Weekend Edition. And with that, it's a wrap from Obina and me and the entire team who's put the show together. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the coming week.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.